Warning: the episode you are about to listen to most likely contains graphic language, details of violence and murder, and may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Murder with My Mother, the true crime podcast where I talk murder with my mother.
Hello.
What episode is this?
I think it's 33, isn't it?
I think so.
You said 32 last time, but I didn't know if that was true or not.
Okay, yeah, 33, we'll go with it. So welcome to episode 33 of Murder with My Mother.
I'm the mother.
You are the mother. And I am a tired mother. And I'll even throw a fucker in the end of that because I'm a tired motherfucker. Just past the 3-month mark with Kiana, so
Yep.
Been fun.
And how's your brain working today?
It's not actually working that good. I'm like, okay, it's me trying to differentiate. Okay, do I have a 3-month-old? Yes. Okay, I'm tired because of that. Is this a normal amount of like forgetting stuff? I don't know, because then it's like, remember, I had COVID, so I'm kind of scared. Cause I'm like, do I have long COVID? Do I have brain damage? Like, I don't know. Literally, I can't remember stuff, but then I think that I was like this with Kier's too.
Well, when I had your brother, when I had you, I was 10 years old. So I don't remember anything.
So you didn't even know anything.
But when I had your brother, I think I lost my bank card 8 times.
I remember that.
In 2 weeks. And couldn't remember. I was more of a disorganized person back then also. However, it was like,
Same.
I lost everything. And
I feel like I'll literally be talking and I'll be like, babe, like to Carlos, I'll say like, babe, and he'll be like, yeah, and I'm like, oh, I draw like a blank, like literally it's like, again, okay,
wait till you're 45, it happens all the time.
Well, hopefully I won't be 45 with a new baby because
you could be.
I'm not doing every 10-year shifts because that's not happening. I'm just getting more tired by the year, so.
Well, and that's why I say that being a grandparent is, even though it was so early in life for me.
Yeah, I made mom and grandma at what, 38?
I was 38, yeah.
Your mom was 36, so.
Yeah, but I still wasn't even tired yet. Now I'm fucking tired.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine what's going to happen when I'm 70. Like, I don't even know if I'll ever be awake. I think I'll play pickleball. I think that'll get me into it.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't even know what pickleball is, to be honest with you.
Well, you'll know.
Is it like squash?
It's kind of like...
Okay, don't answer that because I don't even know what squash is. I've never watched either one of those games, so...
Squash is hitting a ball against a wall. Pickleball is hitting like a wiffle ball, I think, with holes in it, with kind of like badminton rackets, but they're long and flat.
Okay.
It's old
Drawing a blank, yeah.
Old people like it.
Okay,
cool. And people on vacation.
And rich people like squash.
You
always see
men corporate men that like to masturbate, like squash.
Oh my god! I'm never gonna think of squash again ever the same. So, yeah, no, I'm just on the mother. Do I have long COVID? Am I fucking? Do I have mommy brain? Yeah, I honestly think too it's a little worse this time because with my first one, I did not successfully breastfeed. So it's just like, let me go make you a baba in the middle of the night, making you a bottle, and like, here's your 7th bottle because, but with her, she's literally attached to me at all times through the night.
Pretty clingy also.
Oh, there she is. Yeah, no, you can definitely notice a change when you have a breastfed baby. There's a big difference.
I wouldn't know.
No. Well, I thought it came from a long line of... My first time was very discouraging, and nobody really talks about, like, how... you kind of prepared me because you were like, okay, start roughening up your nipples. And I was like, Jesus. I was like, what? Like, 20 years old, like, just rub the towel, scrub it on there. I was like, oh my God. But
it was actually one of the most painful parts of the whole experience.
Well, labor, I didn't go through labor really, but like, I was in labor, but with Kier's, I had an emergency C-section and only dilated to like 2 centimeters. And then with Kiana, I had a planned C-section. So it was a lot different of an experience. But no, the worst part about everything is 100% definitely breastfeeding. Yeah. And nobody prepares you for that. And the other day I was telling my girlfriend that, and we were talking about it at Starbucks. We both met up. We both have new babies. Shout out Courtney. And I was like, nobody prepares you for breastfeeding. Everyone talks about, labor, it hurts so bad.
You're so tired.
Yeah, which, yeah, you are, but nobody talks about, like, it's 3 months later, and it's like, okay, breastfeeding is just, like, it's just not painful. Like, just within, like, the last 3 weeks. So, but you just got to stick it out. I mean, and some women can't do it, right? Like I said, I thought I come from a long line of non-breastfeeders.
Long line of lazy bitches. That's what you come from.
Well, yeah. On multiple sides, I think. Just kidding. But anyway, into that nice little,
Sorry, men.
Yeah, sorry about that. But
maybe you could just imagine something hotter when you're thinking about that.
Yeah, not breastfeeding, because no. But anyway, so yeah, the world is kind of crazy. We're on the verge of World War III since the last time we recorded. So
it's so I don't even know. Like, I wouldn't even. It wouldn't surprise me if anything happened right now.
No.
Like, we've had season 1, 2, and 3 of COVID, and we've had now Russia has attacked Ukraine.
Yeah.
And before that we had atmospheric rivers that flooded our whole province.
And before that we had fires that burned down our whole fucking province first. So
and now our gas is at $2 a liter.
And I have
well, if you have premium like Danica does, then it's $2.50 a liter.
Yeah, basically. Like, I'm literally like just gonna start walking everywhere, whatever. I'll be super, super in good shape.
Well, I walk a lot because I have a bad dog, and I'm in super good shape. So
I heard, well, yesterday I was told that breastfeeding actually burns 500 calories a day. So I'm like, feed, you're hungry. Forcing her to breastfeed. Just kidding. She forces her.
Well, and then she'll be actually even better because she'll be really heavy when you're trying to carry her. So that'll add to your fitness.
Fuck gains. Yeah, I can just do some plyos. Yeah. Weighted plyos. I'm actually looking for like a mommy and me class because I think that'd be kind of cool, but maybe kind of annoying because what if she cried in the middle of the class?
No, everybody does.
Selfish.
Everybody hit Danica up if there's a cool mommy and me class.
Yeah, somebody let me know.
Hit me up if there's a good bar.
Yeah. Well, Mom has actually got some exciting news. Mom is going away.
Yeah, I am going away in the end of April until June.
Right in time for her firstborn child's 30th birthday.
Yeah, I'm a cunt, basically.
And your firstborn grandson's 10th birthday, first year double digit.
Yeah. My son-in-law's 31st birthday.
Yeah, well.
At least I'll be here for Alex's birthday.
Yeah. Fuck me.
Yeah.
Just kidding. But yeah, that's really exciting. Mom's going to Southeast Asia, and that is like my dream trip, and you will just have so much fun. And
it's really cute because I know that you're really jealous, but you're really trying to be happy for me.
I am super happy for you. I'm not actually jealous at all. I'm jealous that I don't get to experience it with you for the first time because that would be super cool. But would be cool. Now you'll just be really well versed in all the cool shit, and we'll go again.
I'll be like, hey, we gotta go here, we gotta go there.
Yeah, now, like I said, I have a booby gremlin, so I can't really go anywhere for quite a while anyway. Crime Con, I really want to go. That's like, first maybe go meet a bunch of other podcasters. That'd be super cool. Right up my alley. I would fucking love that.
Well, maybe by next year. Usually it's in May. Maybe next May we'll be able to go.
Yeah. There you go.
Your booby gremlin. Hopefully we'll be on solid food by then.
Jesus, as soon as she gets teeth. I say that I'm going to cut her off, but I don't know if I could. I don't know.
Well, Danica's going to be breastfeeding at 5-year-old.
At her graduation, I'll be like, like fucking, here, 500 calories, take a breast milk squirt. No. But you know what? Segue, because this episode is, it's not about breastfeeding, but it is about a mother.
It's about mothering.
Yeah, she's probably still not breastfeeding her kids because.
Well, it's about mothering definitely gone wrong.
Yeah,
it's about a whole human being gone wrong, which causes people to die.
Which is pretty much every episode we do, but different segue. It's about a mother this time, so.
Yeah, so this week we are going to cover the murders of Michelle Knotek, which happened just over the border in Washington State. I actually MapQuested how far away it would be to drive there today.
Yeah.
And it's only 5 hours from wherever I was sitting on my lunch hour. Ooh. Yeah, it's pretty close.
Remember when you used to have to print off? You go on MapQuest and be like, let me just print this off before I go on my way to wherever I'm going.
And if there was a detour, you were fucked.
Yeah, I was like, fuck, I didn't print off the alternate directions. Yeah.
But yet we're all still alive, so.
There you go.
Anyway, so that is what we're covering. So it was Dave and Michelle Knotek actually were convicted, but stay tuned for a second and we'll bring you the crazy story.
Yep. And so here is episode 33, the case of Michelle Knotek. No. What's her name?
Knotek.
Yeah. Okay. Michelle. Shelley. That's what we've been calling her. So I'm like, wait, her name's fucking Michelle? Sorry. My COVID brain damage baby brain has kicked in. So here's episode 33, the case of Michelle Shelley Knotek. Enjoy.
Michelle Lynn Watson was born to father Les and mother Sharon on April the 15th, 1954. Ah, Aries makes sense. Just kidding. Sharon was an alcoholic.
Aries are fucking crazy, sorry.
Les owned a bunch of care homes and a bowling alley in a small town in Washington.
That's fun.
So
a little bit of everything.
That's you.
Okay, keep going.
So they had split up. They'd separated.
Pass it to me.
And Les decided that he was going to go out with a young girl that had just started working at his bowling alley. At the snack shop.
How young are we talking?
Just finished high school.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so 17, I would say. And her name was Diana. And he decided that he was going to get married to her. So they got married. And the day after they got married, Diana got a phone call from Les's brother saying, when are you going to come and get these goddamn kids? And Diana was like, what?
She didn't know he had kids?
She knew he had kids. He had mentioned it casually, but he didn't know that his brother had them at the time because their mother was a raging alcoholic, rumored prostitute. And
well, if her husband just left her for a freaking person that works at the stand.
No, they were already split up when that happened.
No, I know, but if like.
And then what happened was he had agreed that he was going to take 2 of the 3 kids who were 3 years old and 5 years old.
Oh.
And
she was just like, oh no.
But she was only 17, so she was like, oh, okay. So she started mothering these young children. And I'm not quite sure how old she was at that point, but maybe like 18 or 19. And the mother Sharon kept the baby. They had a baby also.
Okay.
So she couldn't have been that old. It couldn't, that much time couldn't have elapsed. Anyway, from the time they got the kids showed up and there was 5-year-old Michelle.
Yeah.
Shelley. Who was the cutest little red-haired girl. And then there was a little boy, and the little boy couldn't even talk or anything, and he was 3.
Oh,
and
boys are a little bit later sometimes.
He was delayed, and
Alex, that stuff for like till he was like 6.
It was clear though that like Michelle was controlling the little boy, like she did everything for him, kind of like you were with your brother.
Yeah, actually. That's why Alex did everything until he was like 6 years old.
But from the day that Shelley came into their lives, their mother never once called to see how they were doing. Never once sent a gift.
That's so
never
sad.
Once did anything to even reconnect with the kids.
That. Yeah, especially your mom. I couldn't even imagine. They have a baby too, like.
So the baby was still with her, but then they got a call a couple years later saying that Sharon had been found dead in a seedy motel room.
Like an overdose.
Murdered. She was murdered. Yeah. So that was kind of the upbringing that Michelle was brought into the world with. And no one really knows what happened in the years
leading up
spent
to that?
with her mom.
Well, probably some sketchy shit.
Yeah, I mean, she was A, an alcoholic, and B, like...
Yeah, and when you have an addiction, your judgment is not...
You don't really pay the best attention, probably,
No, yeah.
because you're not in your right state of mind at that point. So...
Well, and you're very self-absorbed as an addict, right? Like, that's
Yeah.
why children are taken away from addicts a lot of the time, because it's like they start to
Put in
neglect
dangerous
their own children.
situations.
Exactly, yeah.
So it was also evident from the time Shelley and her brothers came that Shelley was difficult to deal with. She told her new stepmother every single day, I hate you, I hate you. She was caught putting broken glass in everyone's boots before they put them on. She was lighting fires.
Because I was just going to say, I remember being little, and you, like, if you ever dated anybody, which was very seldom, probably because of this behavior that I did.
Yeah, Danica was actually pretty bad when I would date someone. She would definitely...
Well, because I had you all to myself.
Yeah, and she would do stuff, act out, definitely.
Well, and it's not even... Because people always say, like, oh, it's for attention, but I don't feel like it was for attention, but I feel like it was for your attention, so that, like, you were too busy...
Or I wouldn't have a boyfriend anymore.
Yeah, because you're like, oh, fuck this, right? Like,
yeah, I'm single because I have a demon child.
Yeah, exactly. So,
but this girl took it to a new level.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, damn, okay, I was bad.
Yeah, so she had the pyromania.
Oh.
She,
McDonald's triad.
Yeah, I don't know if she pissed the bed or not, but she put glass in people's shoes. Yeah. She did all this stuff. And then...
She probably pissed the bed.
Yeah, probably.
She looks like she pissed the bed.
So then when she...
Good thing I'm not a serial killer.
Yeah. Danica also pissed the bed.
Okay, I think they got that one. Did you just realize that one?
Sorry, I have nana pain.
A little late to the... Yeah, so it's just okay. It's
anyway, so when Shelley was around 13, she would do stuff like you kind of did too, like...
Smoke on the roof?
No, she would go and go to school in one set of clothes and go to a gas station, and she had a bunch of clothes like stored at a gas station, and these people called her mom because it was a small town, and they're like, your kid is like changing clothes before school every day, like, and it was just kind of
like into slut clothes?
Not really slut clothes, but just, I guess, probably more slutty clothes, but just because she didn't want to wear what she was told to wear, like, she was defiant in every way.
Okay.
So then when she was 15 years old, Diana got a call from the school saying, you have to come in right away. It's about Shelley. And she...
Oh, for fucking sake.
Yeah, she called Les.
Yeah.
And said, oh, Les, we got to go in. Shelley's done something at school. And they're expecting it to be like she's in trouble. She's suspended. Like something that always happened. So they got there and they're like... where is she? Like, what's going on? And they're like, she's actually been taken away from you because she told everyone that you raped her. Yeah. So,
which, okay, if that's something that's really happening, 100%. But this doesn't seem like it's...
So, Les was devastated because even though she was such a little B word, she was still daddy's girl.
Come on, we say the fucking swear words on this podcast. She was a little bitch.
She was terrible, but Les actually, like, still coddled her and, like, had that father-daughter relationship and stuff.
You probably feel guilty when you're cool, like you. Like, you probably felt bad because I was such a fucking, like, you made me? Like, that was horrible. Like, but every time you'd be like, Danica never would do that. And like,
that's the lead up to the McDonald's triad. So then... he was like, well, like, literally, like, I never raped her. Like, I didn't. He was, like, incredulous about it. And so they went back home and they were discussing it. And Diana went through her room and found a magazine with an article called My Father Raped Me in it.
Oh.
So then they took her to the family. She was
very impressionable. Like,
she was bad.
Yeah, like. Weird.
So they took her to the family doctor and it was discovered that she was still a virgin. She still had her hymen intact. And after that, the school didn't want her to come back because she'd been proven to be lying. And none of the other schools, she would go to school after school, but she would always get expelled. Pretty soon she wasn't allowed to go to any of the schools. And she went to live with Diana's poor parents who were elderly. But that lasted about 6 months until they couldn't handle her anymore. So then she went to live with... Why would you even
send her to old people? She sounds like she's a lot to handle.
Get her the fuck out of here. That's it.
True.
And then she went to live with Les's sister, so her aunt. And she was doing pretty good there because the aunt was like actually playing into all her sympathy stories and lies and bullshit. But then she started hating the aunt and doing mean shit to the aunt. So then yeah, you know what eventually always happens with people like that.
Yeah.
So she came back home, and at the age of 17, she met a boy.
Oh, here we go.
Named Randy Rivardo.
Ooh.
In 1971. And her family was so happy, like they were encouraging her to get married.
Go, please.
They were totally encouraging her to get married.
Bye, Shell. See you later.
Yeah, and she was 17. So in 1973, Randy Rivardo married Shelley, and she was married now, but no one showed up to the wedding.
Oh, God.
Randy was from somewhere else on the East Coast, and he was devastated because his family didn't show up to the wedding.
Why didn't they show up?
But it turns out Shelley never mailed the invitations.
Oh, on purpose?
Yeah.
Because she just wanted to
She didn't want him to come. She didn't want anything to do with his family.
Why?
She was very controlling.
I understand not liking your in-laws.
No, you know? She was controlling. She wanted to be in charge of every single thing in his life. She was super controlling. So her parents gave her like a mobile home to live in with him, and she was like, "Oh, this is so ugly and it's terrible," and they gave it to her like for free. And Danny was working for her father, or Randy, sorry. Danny, wait. Danny's coming. Oh. Anyway, Randy was working for her father, and they were living in this mobile home until one day she called and said that a man had tried to break into the trailer with her in there and held a pipe to her throat, and this wasn't a safe place to live anymore, and she refused to go back.
Get the fuck out of there.
No, she didn't want to live there. It was found to be false.
But wasn't it mobile?
No, it was just a trailer.
Oh, like a station.
Yeah, like a trailer.
Okay.
So I think it was in a trailer court or something. Anyway, when the police came, they did find the pipe where she said the man had hidden it, but it was totally fabricated. They proved it was.
If he really hid it, she wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
So obviously it's a lie.
Also, her dad showed up to try to make her feel better with a brand new Volkswagen for her to drive, and she totally freaked out and threw a fit because it wasn't the light pink convertible Buick that she wanted. Oh. So he took it back and got her the light pink.
See, that's why she is Buick. The way she is, though.
Well, there's a cornucopia of reasons.
Oh, well, yes, but I'm saying, if you give in to a child like that over and over and over again, like, they're gonna be assholes. Yeah.
I know.
Whoa. She just pointed to my baby.
Just kidding.
No, you know what? I need to crack down on it because, it's okay. I'll get there.
We'll talk about this another time.
Yeah.
So that happened, and then Shelley started getting more and more and more controlling. And
how can you get any more controlling than not allowing your in-laws to come to your wedding?
No, it gets worse. So they came out to visit, and she wouldn't come out of the bedroom. And then they forgot some stuff when they left, so they got in the mail the shirt that one of the family members had left, and it was all cut up.
You know what? I was just gonna say, like, okay, sidebar. I just heard of someone doing this in a breakup. Your girlfriend cut up all of the person's belongings. That's psycho.
So this
I was
is psycho.
Just saying today, like, how psycho is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Shelley.
Shelley.
Yeah.
And then she just started taking his paychecks. Like he gave her. She didn't work. He gave her his paychecks, and then she wouldn't let him sleep in the house. So he had to sleep in his truck. And then he was just like, "Fuck this shit," and he left.
Good for him. Yeah, good for you,
He went
Randy.
back to the East Coast and moved back with his family.
Good job. Good for you.
Oh, I missed a part, though. They had a baby first.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, poor guy. It's easy to leave when it's just, your wife.
So in 1975, they had a baby. And
he left in what, like 77?
I think it was around 76. He just
got the fuck out of Dodge.
Yeah, well, he wasn't even allowed in the house, so...
Yeah, he had to sleep in his Dodge, so he's
with no money.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, because she's taking his paycheck.
Yeah, and she's not even letting him in the house.
But you think that the next month when you get a paycheck, you probably won't give it to her unless you're like,
oh, she was... he feared her. She was like a psycho redhead.
Huh.
So then... Shelly decided that she was going to leave her baby, whose name was Nikki, a little girl she had. And apparently she looked just like her mom. She was a beautiful little ginger baby.
Oh, I love redhead.
And she had the best nature. She was super calm and nice. And the stepmom, Diana, was a little bit afraid that she was going to do something to the baby because she was such a... fucking mean lady that she let Shelly move.
And she's very attention seeking. So.
Yeah, so she let Shelly move in with her while the baby was
little.
After the baby was born.
Yeah.
Because Randy left. And then Shelly just up and disappeared for a year.
Left the baby with...
She left the baby with Diana and left for a year. And Diana was just about to... She was just in the proceedings of, like, getting custodial
like
power.
Her, basically, yeah.
Because she didn't know where the fuck Shelly was. When Shelly sauntered in one day with a new guy named Danny. Oh. Hence the name Danny. Sorry, I fucked that up a little earlier. But so the second one's name is Danny Long. And he was one of her neighbors in an apartment that she lived in now. So she came back and she got Nikki, and...
I would be like, no, you are not taking Nikki. She's mine.
Yeah, so would I. So they ended up getting married.
Surprise, surprise.
Also. And
one other theme I noticed. A lot of people get married multiple times.
Well, she got married to Danny in June of 1978. And she had a baby named Samantha, in August. So she was already pregnant.
Yeah,
she was shotgun wedding. She was shotgun wedding.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then of course the whole thing repeated itself with Shelly being a mean lady.
Yeah, she sounds like a fucking ray of sunshine.
Yeah, so she did the same thing, and after Danny
took
slept
his
in his truck,
oh my God,
she did all of it to Danny. All of it. It was like a repeat of the last one, but now there was 2 kids.
You know, okay, I'm gonna take this chance to say, if an ex reaches out, or if you can see someone that you are maybe thinking of dating do these things to a previous partner, you should probably not date those people.
And don't think it's going to be different with you, because you're just going to be...
It will be for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But if you get that good 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. But usually as soon as you have a baby or get married, it's like, bam!
As soon as they know that you have to stay.
As soon as they know they have your paychecks and you're in the truck sleeping outside, then...
I always say, I think each new partner should come with like a preview movie.
Yeah, right?
Like a preview of like all of the strongest personality traits and what quickly, like flashes, what quickly happened in their last relationship.
It's funny because, I mean, okay, I've seen previous relationships that I've been in, things that I thought...
God, imagine if we had a preview movie!
Listen to this, listen. Mine wouldn't be too bad. Mine would be like, damn, this poor girl. But okay, I've seen where I've been in the relationship and things have happened. We've gone to this place. Oh wow, he's so romantic. He did this for me. Oh, he said this to me. He did that, whatever. And then you see like their next partner, they do the exact same thing. It's like Groundhog Day, but you're not in it anymore. It's someone else, and you're like, run, bitch, run. And they're like, wow, he took me here, and you're like, oh no, run.
And then I got a call after my only husband, I guess. I got a call from his ex after apologizing to me.
That was the best.
I'm really sorry I believed anything he said about you, but mind you, I was actually a psycho in that relationship also.
Well, you weren't psycho, you were driven there. You were driven and dropped off. Like,
so Shelly, though, I'm pretty sure she was just a psychopath.
Yeah, she was born in Psychotown, I think.
Yeah. So that was in
redheaded Aries.
78 plus 5, 1983. Danny left, packed his shit, and left, hit that dusty trail. And Shelley was having, little odd jobs here and there. She had 2 girls. And she met a guy that was like a local guy from their town in Washington State. He was a surfer boy, he was a logger.
Ooh.
Pretty like down to earth, but I think a little bit maybe naive and sheltered, and maybe I just want to say a little bit duh.
Like duh.
Anyway, so she met him in a bar, and he said he just couldn't take his eyes off her. She was the most beautiful woman he'd ever seen.
Yeah, but you see that a lot because a lot of people that are very eccentric, like you have to be a psychopath, you have that like charm you can just turn on, right?
Yeah, and she had like great looks. Like if you look at pictures of her when she was younger, we'll post
she's
a couple.
Bombshell.
Yeah, super bombshell.
But again, look at Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
Charming the fucking pants off everybody, and then bam, you're dead.
So Shelley had a house that was left over from her marriage to Danny, but it was coming into foreclosure, and she didn't really have any way to save it. So she finally introduced her new boyfriend, Dave Knotek, to her kids, and he fell in love with her kids, and he wanted to save Shelley. And Shelley told him also that she had cancer and didn't really have that long to live. So she kind of beefed it up to a whole new level because the bitch didn't have cancer. She was just lying to Dave to get him hooked.
But you don't even need to. He loves your kids. Like, just be like a normal, non-lie telling person.
Yeah.
Hey guys, it's Danica. I know you've heard our commercial of First Sense Dog Dry Shampoo, but now's your chance to get some for yourself and for your furry companion. Use promo code MWMM10 at checkout at www.firstsense.ca for 10% off your first sifter pack. These things are awesome. With the sifter pack, you can try all 3 scents: restorative cedarwood, purifying peppermint, and my personal favorite, Zen lavender. That way, you can say goodbye to those stinky car rides home. I promise you and your fur baby are gonna love this product. Now, back to Murder with My Mother.
So, you might be wondering about Shelley's mothering skills.
A little, yeah, because she probably is not great. She just left her first one and was like, see ya.
Well, also when you see what a psycho she is, like she's been known to throw stuff at husbands and physically get abusive. And...
See, a couple years ago, I wouldn't like. I think that that's bad, but like I don't know, like it's really bad to do that kind of stuff to people. Like,
yeah, really bad.
Yeah, but like I don't know.
So it turns out she was actually
my meter was broken.
Yeah, she was actually abusing the kids also.
Oh.
So she was way more abusive to Nikki than she was to Sammy for some reason.
Well, maybe it has something to do with like, you know how sometimes people can't, just based on who their partner was, they like take it out on their kid.
I don't know, because the weird thing is that Nikki was way more like her in looks than
Yeah, but that's
Sammy.
probably why.
Yeah,
could be. She like saw herself maybe.
Yeah, so she would do really bad things as the kids grew up. It was said that Dave worked at a town as a logger, and he was only home on the weekends, and she took his paychecks.
Jeez.
And he slept in his truck.
At least all these guys had trucks.
She didn't even allow him.
A Pinto.
Once in a while, she allowed him enough money to get like a room in the town. Otherwise, he was...
How come they weren't allowed to sleep in their own house?
No, he was working out of town. So he was sometimes sleeping in a tent when he was working. Like, imagine you're working in the Pacific Northwest in the rainy, cold weather, and you can't even have a room. You got to sleep in a tent because you send your paychecks home and your wife just spends the whole thing. There's not even money when you get home. There's not even money for you to eat. Like, I don't even know how he was eating. But he was fucking pussy whipped. So he would get home on the weekends, and she was abusing...
My mother, ladies and gentlemen, pussy whipped.
She was abusing the kids so bad. And she would make him help her.
Abuse them?
Yeah, so with Nikki, it was so sad because she would get the whole family in on it. She would wake Nikki up in the middle of the night, make her strip all of her clothes off.
What?
And go outside, and then she would make Dave hold the cold water hose on this poor little girl, and she called it wallowing.
What?
And she would say, "Make her wallow, Dave, make her wallow." And she would like freeze her and get her wet and like rub her around in the mud, and like she was horrible in the middle of the night. It was said that Shelley never slept in the middle of the night.
She got up and tortured her. She could do.
She got up and tortured her kids every single night.
Wow, I hit the jackpot with you.
Yeah.
What a shitty dad. That's one thing. Fuck. Holy shit.
Sammy woke up to a pillow over her face.
Okay.
So she would do stuff like this.
To fuck with them?
Just to fuck with them. She would think of new ways.
Your adrenaline is like probably always going.
And you don't know what's going to happen.
That's what I mean.
Then she decided that she would only allow them to shower when she said they could shower, and mostly it was outside with the hose. And she would only let them go to the washroom if she said they could, and then she had to watch.
What? Like, who even has the time to do that?
She was fucked up.
Jeez.
She made them wear the same clothes every single day to school, even though they had tons of clothes.
See, good thing about nowadays, it's really actually, because I remember being a kid and seeing kids, it's sad because, you know, at school they're the ones that get made fun of, like, oh, he's the stinky kid, but no, it's like the stinky kid's actually being neglected, like, you know, that's actually what's happening. So now it's good that people, like, notice that, and teachers, like, well, if you see a kid wearing the same thing and freaking... They smell like pee,
and like most kids,
like
she would do really weird things to, like, if it was their birthday or Christmas or anything like that, she would celebrate like more than any other mom and buy them all new stuff, and like they'd have the best Christmas ever. That's why it was so confusing, because she was like that on one hand, and then on the other hand, she was making them get up in the middle of the night and wallow in the cold water while their dad, who they took as their dad now because their dads both got driven off.
Their dads were like, see you fucking later or never, because this lady is crazy.
So she did stuff like that. At one point she had Nikki in her bedroom in the closet, living in the closet, and she was only allowed...
Harry Potter style?
Yeah, she was only allowed to use a bucket to use the washroom. She wasn't allowed to talk to her sister ever. So Sammy... I mean, you have to understand, too, like, the kids would feel bad if one kid was getting abused, but it also meant that then they weren't getting abused. Ooh. So Sammy
That's how I felt
when
Alex would get abused, and Alex would feel like that when I would. No, just kidding. Just kidding. By who? No, just
so
kidding.
Then, like, Sammy's job was to empty the toilet bucket. That's the only time she saw her sister. Her sister would have to put down the toilet bucket with a rope and then put it back up again.
I wish you could just see that, you guys. My mom was charading it down into a hole. You'd be really good at charades. Yeah.
We should play it. So that was going on in the household. It was weird. Like, there was lots of weird stuff going on.
Imagine how confusing it would be for a child like that. Like, especially when it's like, it's your birthday and I love you so much, and here are all these gifts, and then take your shit bucket in this hole and get your, you know.
Like, and you can't have a shower.
And you can't ever leave the closet. You live in it now.
She would booby trap rooms. Like, she would say to them, like, don't go in, say, my room or the kitchen or whatever. And she would booby trap the doors with tape. So she would know, like, when they would go in, or she would hide all their toys in secret spots, and she would booby trap them so she'd
This lady sounds horrible.
She was horrible. She's
probably the worst person we've ever talked
about. Horrible. Oh, it gets worse.
Oh.
So this is what she was doing to her own children. Then, for some reason, one of her brothers, her youngest brother, the one that was a baby that lived with the addict mom for the longest.
Yep.
He was now homeless, and he had addiction issues in Tacoma, Washington. And he and his wife or girlfriend or partner, whoever... she was indigenous from Alaska, because that comes up later too. Yeah. They had a boy. Mm-hmm. And Somehow Shelley found out when the boy was around 15 years old that they were living homeless, and she offered to take their son in. Their son's name was Shane.
Okay.
So Shane was a year older than Nikki, or they're around the same age.
Okay.
So at this point, Shane comes to live with them, and she's spoiling him and getting him all new stuff and new clothes, and he's just been homeless for pretty much his whole life. At the same time, she is going to a hairdresser named Kathy Loreno.
Okay.
And Kathy Loreno is a bigger woman, very boisterous and outgoing, and she lives still at home with her mom and her sister, but she's like 30 years old.
Okay.
So Shelley just found out that she's pregnant.
Oh, Shelley's pregnant?
Shelley is pregnant now. Fuck. From Dave, the first kid from Dave.
Poor baby.
So Kathy Loreno, the hairdresser, her life's not going very well. She's, her mom's trying to like parent her still, and she's 30 years old. So Shelley says, if you want to come and help me with these rotten kids that I have, they're out of control, blah, 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 then you can come and live with us for free.
Oh.
Can basically be like my mother's helper. Yeah, because she's a nice lady, Shelley.
Yeah, she's really nice.
So Kathy came to live with her. Okay. And it was Kathy's job at first to keep the kids in line and, do the chores and help watch the kids and everything. But then pretty soon, Shelley turned on Shane.
Oh, the new boy?
The new boy. Oh. And she took all of his belongings away. She made him sleep on the floor.
You know what, though? There's people that do that on purpose. It's like they give you stuff so that they can take it away. And that's what she seems like.
This is what it is.
My friend right now is going through that with her ex. It's like he's doing that with their kid. It's like, he'll get him a brand new cell phone and then be like...
It's control.
And then be like, you can't have this cell phone because
It's a method of control.
It's
That's
psycho.
What it is.
It's like literally... It's a narcissist. Like, it's a narcissistic personality disorder.
Yeah, right? So she took all of Shane's belongings. She left him with one pair of clothes. And then she would make him sleep. She took his room away.
So mean.
And she would make him sleep on the floor in Nikki's room.
I can't understand people that are mean to kids. Like, that are mean to anyone. Yeah, okay, some people deserve it. Some, whatever. Some
especially, like, these kids have been through so much. And now they're teenagers.
And he was just homeless, and you're going to be like, give me your room.
Then she started making them strip naked. Nikki and her cousin Shane. She would make them strip naked and slow dance together in the living room in front of everyone.
Ew.
She was fucking twisted because she knew that was like so embarrassing for them. They're young teenagers, like just developing.
Ew.
Then she turned her attention to Kathy.
Oh, of course.
So
at least she shows everybody this side. I mean, that's usually how these people are. Like, everyone will see it eventually. They start good, but then they get really, really, really bad.
Yeah, and she would start with Kathy, like, saying things like, you got up last night in the middle of the night and you were binge eating in your sleep. But really, one of the kids saw her putting a full pie underneath Kathy's bed, and, like, she was, like, drugging her with all sorts of sleeping pills, sedatives, psychiatric medications. She was just giving her, like, she was out of it. Kathy was totally out of it.
Like, what do you even get from that? Like, that is so weird. To be like, come move in with me, oh my god, and then basically poison somebody.
Yeah, she was poisoning her, starving her. Then she took her clothes away.
And she was like, I'm fucking leaving. This is the worst.
She was making her do...
You're the worst hostess I've ever...
They moved to a new house with a huge, like, property. The house was really little, but they had a big property with a pump house and a chicken coop and I think a shed. And Kathy had to do all of the yard work in her underwear or naked.
What?
With no shoes on. All the kids did. All the kids had to do everything naked. She was like obsessed with everyone being naked. She made Shane rub icy hot on his penis in front of the whole family.
I just said to Carlos the other day when he was rubbing my back, like, make sure you wash your hands.
Yeah.
Because...
She would do
that
all
hurts
of this
so
kind of
bad.
stuff.
That hurts.
So the years went by. Like, Kathy was there for years. And she would try to run away, and the whole family would go out and look for her. And the kids, like, once again, the kids are now, like, in their teenage years. The new baby was born. Her name was Tori. And she seemed to get no abuse.
These people obviously have Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
Because they are, like, severely abused. And to even partake in that?
Well, she was making the kids abuse Kathy. She was making Shane kick Kathy in the head. Kathy had, at the end of her life...
I think everyone should have taken a step back here and looked at what the fuck is going on.
Yeah! At the end of Kathy's life... Well, first of all, the school bus pulled up one day, and Kathy was running around the yard naked, and all of Sammy's friends saw this naked lady running around the yard. So Shelley got Sammy to invite a bunch of friends over and said, "Oh, sorry if you saw me naked the other day, but I got electrocuted in the hot tub and I didn't know what to do," like made up stories about it. And so
I don't know if I'd go there. Jesus.
At the end of Kathy's life, she had lost 100 pounds. She developed brain injuries, and they waterboarded her.
Okay, if you don't know what waterboarding is, it's basically when you put like a towel or something over someone's face and tip them upside down and just keep pouring water onto their face so they can't breathe.
Yeah, so they did. Shelley made her husband Dave, the pussy whipped asshole, make a waterboarding device, and they waterboarded Kathy. And Dave kicked her, and he was abusing her also because Shelley was forcing him to.
Okay, I don't know.
But that's what I mean, right? So at the end of her life, she had lost 100 pounds. She developed brain injuries, and she had no teeth or hair left.
Oh, my
She was
God.
36 years old. 36 years old. And throughout this whole thing and throughout the years, Shelley was still saying she had cancer, and she was doing weird shit like shaving off her eyebrows and stuff. Like, she was...
Does Dave know that she doesn't have cancer?
No, Dave's got... I think Dave
has a brain injury.
I think brain damage for sure. So
maybe he has long COVID.
The kids didn't know what to do. Like, this was all happening, but it had become such a regular way of life, and she would blame it all on Shane. She was blaming it all on Shane to the other kids. Like, did you see what Shane did? But meanwhile, she'd be standing there.
Sorry, the baby was just choking.
She would be standing there saying, "Kick her again, Shane, or you're going to have to get wallowed," or whatever. It got so bad that in the last weeks, she couldn't talk. She couldn't walk. She just laid there throwing up, and... Eventually,
her whole nervous system was probably shot.
She
her
was
whole everything.
Plus, she had all these open injuries from like being beaten in the head and stuff. And Shelley was pouring straight bleach in all of her wounds.
It's like
she's a sadistic motherfucker.
She is very sadistic. Holy fuck.
So then one day...
I was not I'm not gonna lie. You sent me the research and I like skimmed it to be like, oh, Mom's got this one, but holy shit.
So then...
She's probably gotta be one of the most sadistic... I mean, okay.
She's fucked.
Yeah, we've dealt with a lot of...
It gets worse.
You keep saying every time I think he gets to the worst part, like the murder hasn't even happened yet.
So then...
And this is murder with my mother. And
well, here comes the murder because...
Here it comes.
Kathy Loreno...
I saw that coming from a mile of fucking
choked
away.
on her own vomit and died in the living room on the floor in front of all the kids watching TV.
Talk about traumatized.
And then Shelley called Dave and said, "Dave, you better come home from work. Something happened to Kathy." And it was something that Dave did not expect. When he got home, Kathy was dead on the floor.
Dave should have expected that.
Well, he should have. But she kept telling Dave, "Oh, she's getting better. She's getting better." But she wasn't getting better.
But
she
Dave's
died.
partaking in the kicking
every
of the
weekend.
Head
he was partaking in all everything.
It's just on the weekends?
Yeah, he was only home on the weekends. He was only home on the weekends.
Well, he had a lot to think about when he was sleeping in his tent, when he wasn't allowed to get a room when he went to work.
So it was weird because Shelley just said, "Oh, come on, kids, let's go to a hotel and swim in the pool for the weekend." So she took the 3 girls, to a hotel and had the time of their lives in a neighboring town at a hotel. And Shane was made to stay home and burn Kathy's body.
Oh my God.
In a burn pile on their property. After that, as you can well imagine, Shane and Nikki were getting pretty close. They weren't having
some
any
flowers in the attic.
Yeah, they weren't having flowers in the attic.
I don't know.
Stuff. Well, they might have been.
They for sure.
I don't know.
Were. No judgment, because that's a fucked up situation to be put in, obviously, as a child. But
they were talking about running away, and they were talking about Shane had tried to run away several times, but she always hunted him down. Shelley would drive around for 3 days hunting him down, and she would always find him.
Ugh.
And so after the Kathy body burning thing, then Shane was like, "Your mom is so fucked. I have to get out of here." So he's like, "I have pictures of Kathy on the floor, covered in bruises, blah, blah, blah. It's hidden in this teddy bear.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take the pictures and go, and we'll go to the police, and we'll just leave here." And Nikki, for some reason, which she still can't explain to this day, told her mom.
Poor Shane.
So 2 weeks after Kathy,
knew it.
The kids went away for the weekend again. They got home, and their mom said, "Guess what, kids? Shane went up to Alaska to work on a fishing boat."
Uh-oh.
And everyone was really happy for him because he always talked about that's what he wanted to do because his mom was indigenous from a tribe in Alaska. But they all kind of felt weird about it. And when other family members would call, Shelley would say, "Oh, you just missed him. He just called. I just spoke to him." But weirdly enough, he only called when she was home alone. So
yeah, and knowing her and knowing how she could be and knowing all these things about her, being victims of her, I don't know if maybe they were blinded to the fact that she's probably lying, but seems like I mean, we don't victim blame around here, but come on. She's obviously if nobody's heard from him and he just up and went one day, and Nikki probably knew because she knew she narked him out.
She knew, but she was just so
in
fucked
denial,
in the head,
probably
right?
also
She's super fucked in the head at this point. She's grown up with this lady.
For sure.
But then, as you can well imagine, because Shane and Kathy are gone, the kids are now getting the brunt of it again.
Yeah.
So at one point, Nikki lived in the forest outside of the house.
I'm not laughing because
wore the same clothes.
So much more fucked up. Everything you say, it's you're not expecting.
So the teachers and everything, you think they would notice. She's still going to school, so she ended up graduating off somehow.
Living in a tent?
She wasn't even living in a tent. She didn't have a tent. She lived in the woods. She didn't even have any shelter.
That's so crazy.
And so this is kind of weird because it goes back to our area again. Dave's sister lived in Hope, British Columbia.
Oh.
And Nikki escaped and came to live with her aunt in Hope. It was supposed to be for a month or two, but she ended up staying for a year. And then
I wonder if she told,
she never told anyone.
It's kind of
none of the kids did.
You have to think
they didn't think anyone would believe them or whatever. So at this point, she's getting pretty old too. She's 18.
Yeah.
Then she came back. She couldn't get a job because she didn't have any clothes or anything. So she went and stayed with her dad in a tent while he worked. And she would come home once in a while on the weekends because she got a job at an ice cream shop.
And her dad was Randy, right?
No, her dad, meaning Dave.
Oh, Dave.
None of them know their dad.
Oh, okay.
So she went and stayed with Dave in a tent while he was logging because she didn't want to go home when she was working at an ice cream shop in the town that he was working in.
Oh, I thought you said he was also working at the ice cream shop. I was like,
just she was. And then eventually,
I wouldn't have blamed him for some extra pocket change because Shelley's keeping all of his money.
Eventually, Shelley met a new friend.
Oh God.
And he was a gentleman by the name of Ron Woodward. And Woodworth.
Run.
Yeah, Ron Woodworth. And she met him in 2001. And well, it's not really known in the research I've done when she met him or how she met him, but he was a gay man living in this small town, and he was living with his mom in a trailer and fighting all the time. Like
and she seems like the angel, like, come live with me.
That's what it
horrible.
was. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, little do you know.
So
don't go.
At this point, Sammy also left, so it was only Tori at home with her mom. And she was now starting to do fucked up shit to Tori too. Stuff like when Tori was going through puberty, she'd say, "Let me see your development today, Tori," and make Tori like strip naked in the living room every day after school. And she told her, "You have to cut off a tuft of your pubic hair for me."
What?
And Tori's like, what are you talking about? No. And then when she finally did it, Shelley said, "Ha ha, why could you do that? That's so weird. You're so gross." Like, she was that fucked. Anyway, so then now Ron is living with them. History's repeating itself. She starts drugging Ron. Ron's family.
She needs a hobby.
Ron's family starts getting all these
start a podcast, Shelley.
Weird messages from Ron, like saying, "Fuck you, Mom," and "I'm gonna sue you," and like all this stuff to like get his family away from him,
yeah,
so that
like
they would
drive
think
him
something
away.
Yeah, something they didn't want anything to do with him anymore.
Yeah.
The mom always said, like, I thought it was really weird because
Ron seemed quite normal before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was watching his dog and like,
and
whatever.
People need to trust their gut.
Yeah.
When stuff like that happens, that's what all of these episodes really teach me, is like, trust your gut. If you know somebody that you normally know is off, and that's like, trust your gut. It's probably something going on. Maybe they're married to or friends with Michelle Knotek, and they're...
So then it all started to repeat itself. Ron he wore a toupee and he was like well dressed and all this stuff. Pretty soon he's out in the yard naked doing yard work all day long.
In the hot tub.
All day long, out in the yard naked with bare feet. Then they made him jump off of the roof of the shed with bare feet onto sharp gravel.
Oh my God.
And he broke bones in his legs, and she didn't even treat him. He had these big gashes in his feet, and she kept pouring boiling water and bleach on his feet. You can't even talk.
I can't. No, I'm just literally staring at you like in disbelief.
So this went on for a couple years. And then, guess what?
He died.
Ron fucking died.
Super surprised. That's crazy. Imagine your quality of life is going from being a normal everyday guy to thinking that this is going to be like, oh, at least I'm not fighting with my mom living in my trailer anymore.
Yeah.
Like, no, now you're being poisoned and forced to do naked labor and abused and probably kicked in the head, and probably Dave would come home on the weekends and partake, and then...
It was exactly what was happening. And then there was another... So the thing that I also forgot to say is that Shelley, because her father owned care homes, she would work as a home care worker.
Oh, no.
But that's the weird thing about her.
That's my biggest fear.
That's the weird thing about her, though, is like, just like she did with Christmas and birthdays and all that kind of stuff, she could be so sweet to like all the old people.
Yeah, but I
bet
as soon as the door would close...
Well, they don't know. But
they don't know because these people probably had like dementia or like different diseases that they couldn't tell.
Well, I'm going to get to that.
Oh my God.
There was one old man.
It's like my worst fear. Imagine if I put you in a home when I was just 18 years younger than you. But imagine if you were in a home, and like if I found out someone was doing that to my loved one, I would fucking Hulk smash the fucking, like, well, I would get so mad.
There was a man named James McClintock that was 81 years old, and he was an old war veteran, and he had his dog Sissy, and he loved this dog as much as I love Walter. Like, he was so in love with this dog that in his will he had left his whole estate to his dog.
Oh,
like
it's not the first
his house and whatever. But
if you leave your estate to Walter, I'm going to be so fucking
I don't have an estate, let's be real. Shelley, he left $5,000 to Shelley to take care of his dog if he passed away because he trusted her.
Yeah.
And
she was a bamboozler. Hey?
And his dog. But if something happened to his dog, then she would get the deed to the house.
Oh. So she's like...
So mysteriously, James McClintock died of a head injury, but they said it was from a fall. And then his dog disappeared.
Well, that's the thing, though. Why would you think it was this nice care aid? You wouldn't.
You wouldn't.
She's so nice on the outside.
And he obviously didn't have any family if he was leaving everything
to his dog.
Dog, Sissy. And so later on down the road, then Ron died, and then finally Tori is getting like more and more and more abused because she's the only one left now. Ron's dead. Tori's home alone. So her sisters sneak her off for the weekend. Tori to see, like, to spend a sister's weekend together. And she tells them exactly what's going on. And they're like, oh my God, we never thought that was going to happen to you. We thought you weren't, spared for some reason. So they agreed to all go to the police. Tori was taken away. And this was shortly, like...
How old was Tori at this time?
I think she was around 13 or 14.
Yeah, like early teens kind of thing?
Yeah, maybe even
15. She had to shave her pubes off.
Yeah.
Chunks of her pubes.
So...
she wasn't me. She was 8.
Right after... It was right after Ron's body had been buried.
Okay.
So Shane was burned in the burn pile. Kathy was burned.
But
Ron
was
buried.
Okay.
In the yard.
Okay.
Because there was some reason they didn't want to burn him. I think it was summer, and if fire would have like created the fire department to come or whatever.
Okay.
So the police came on a tip from the kids finally, and they found the body buried in a shallow grave, and then all the shit started to unravel.
Yeah, they basically obviously started to find out. Is it the kids must have just been like...
The kids told everything at this point. Every single thing. And the weird thing was the family didn't even know. Like, Diana, who was their grandma, she had no idea any of this was even happening. Like, she knew that Shelley was bad, and she knew, like, she was actually pretty, like, weirded out that more hadn't happened to the kids when they were little. But the kids never told anyone.
But you think that, it's one thing to have a bad teenager or to be raising someone. And maybe she was even like, I'm not Shelley's real mom and da-da-da. And, kids are kids and kids will be kids. But
no, she knew. But she just didn't know.
Because she's evil. Like, she's probably, like, emanating evil energy. But it's, like, so strange that they can just pull the wool over your eyes. Because, like, I don't know, I pride myself on being a pretty good judge of character, but there's been times where it's like, again, trust your gut, because there's been times where it's like, oh, it's weird. I feel weird about that person, but they seem so nice. And like, no, not nice. Michelle Knotek. No.
Yeah. So when the police finally got her and she was in jail and whatever, she was trying to contact the girls like crazy.
Yeah.
And actually... Sammy was a little bit brainwashed and was like bringing her stuff and like whatever.
That's the thing, and you see that Stockholm syndrome, right? Like their abuser, again, too, if you've known that your whole life, it's kind of like once it's gone, and remember when we watched the friggin' Turpin documentary?
Yeah.
And they say the same thing, like we didn't even actually know we were being abused.
Yeah.
We just thought that that's just kind of like how people lived until we would go out and kind of see it was different. And then remember they would take them to like Disneyland
and stuff, like
and
that's
get matching shirts and
like, you have to create that bond.
That's so weird. And then, like, fucking break them down. Like, holy shit.
So, it was found out later because they got to Dave also, and he just crumbled. He just told everything.
Well, he's a fucking pussy-whipped pussy, that guy.
It was told that he was the one that actually killed Shane. Shelley made him do it, but he shot Shane. And
poor Shane.
I know, poor little Shane. He was 19 years old at the time, and Dave, who by all accounts loved him because he never had a son, shot him because Shelley told him to.
I don't know about Dave.
And so they were both charged. Michelle, after going to trial, she took an Alfred plea. So basically that's a plea to say you have enough evidence to convict me, so I'll take an Alfred plea. The fucked up thing is she only got 22 years.
That's crazy.
And she gets out this June.
And that's not even with good behavior or anything. That's literally just
she served her whole sentence. So she gets out from the Correction Center for Women in Gig Harbor in Washington State. And Dave is out already. So he was out in 2018, I think. And he's just, the kids talk to him still. The girls still have a relationship with him.
Well, because they probably could all see, because, you know, if they did such bad stuff too, and they know, like, they wouldn't normally do something like that, it was because of the mom. Like, they probably give him, I mean, I'm thinking,
well, that's what they say. I read some stuff. And it's
kind of like, you know, we knew we were not capable of doing those things she made us do. We didn't know we were capable of that. And Dave, they probably witnessed it all, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so that's about that.
It's strange because usually in the United States you see, like, for a doobie, it's like 22 years in jail.
Like, yeah, you know, she got 22 years for the death of 2 people, and she's suspected in the 3rd, but she never got any charges for any of the child abuse or any of the other stuff she did. So
really? And they testified against her?
Nothing.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because those are crimes. Yeah, murder is a very serious crime, but, like, that...
She killed and tortured 3 people. And tortured
and ruined, like, multiple other people because those are her children, and she's just like, you know, that's like we've talked about before, generational trauma. Imagine those poor people.
So the girls are actually doing really well.
Thank
all
God.
3 of them.
Good. Poor girls.
Yeah, they all have families and good jobs and
good, and they probably advocate for, like, abuse or you know.
They stayed quiet for a long time, but they've been talking a lot. Quite a bit lately because their mom's about to get out of jail, and they're probably pretty afraid because they say that they can't see her ever getting better.
Yeah. And I would assume that someone like that, you're probably scared of them your whole life. Because somebody that you were abused by as a child, like, you know now, like, I'm an adult, they can't do anything to me. That's, like, what you want to tell yourself, but I think it's probably still just as scary as when you were a kid, like, because you have trauma from that. You're
well, it totally is PTSD. Like, apparently the girls, any, like, smell of bleach or any, you know, there's a lot of stuff that triggers them.
Hi, baby.
Did you see Dada?
No way. She said mama.
Oh.
No, she didn't say anything because she's 3 months, but maybe she'll speak soon. But yeah, no, that's
so that was
really
the story of the murders of Kathy Loreno and Ron Woodworth
and Shane the nephew. That's a really fucked up story.
Yeah, it is a really
You know what? And I like doing these not as well-known cases because basically Mom listened to a podcast about this. Was it a podcast?
No, a book. What happened was my mom bought me a Kindle for Christmas, and I was reading this book on the discount book thing on Amazon, and it was called If You Tell, and it was the story of this, the true story.
Yeah, because you messaged me right away like, you need to look at this. You need to look this up. This bitch is fucked up. And I did, and yeah.
Yeah, so it's a book by Greg Olson called If You Tell. And I didn't even know, I'd never heard of this case before, and I'm a pretty...
Yeah. Well, this is just like prime Dateline, you know, material here.
Yeah, so that was that, and it'll be interesting to see what happens after she's released from prison in June.
Yeah, I still can't believe that she's getting out so fast.
But... She's not even really that old.
No.
She was 50 when all of this happened, so she's 70, probably.
No, but still, she can live like at least probably 10, 15
72.
More years.
She was born in 1954.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, usually the criminal justice system in America is a little more brutal than that, but obviously because she took a plea, then you can just plea your way out of fucking whatever you want these days.
Yeah, I think it's kind of topsy-turvy there, too. Like, look how many innocent people get found guilty.
True, yeah.
Look how much it's racially biased.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. So...
Anyway, I hope that you guys have something uplifting to do now after listening to all of that child torture, people, icy hot dick rubbing.
Yeah, oh my god, that's fucking horrible. That's so terrible. Torturous. the waterboarding and like you
all
have
of
to
it.
be. I understand if you're like in the cartel and like okay, there you go. But like to do that to somebody just because you're like, you know what?
To a hairdresser that's 30 and like.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Anyway,
that's horrible.
I guess we will probably be back
with our next horrible story in
3 more weeks.
4.
Oh, 4 more weeks.
But
actually,
you are going
I'm
away
leaving for 5 weeks.
Yeah.
So we should probably come up with an alternate schedule and update on the
let's
website.
just get back to 2 weeks. We'll just do another one in 2 weeks. We'll be fine. It's just the whole trying to, I've explained this.
You had a baby. So, I mean, I'm sure everyone is understanding of that.
Yeah. So, but
having a baby and having a newborn is a pretty big adaptation.
Especially when you have to sleep with your arms really stiff and you get about 2 hours of sleep. I literally haven't had asleep, like where I'm deep asleep, probably since I was like 7 months pregnant.
Well, that's because you're co-sleeping also.
Yeah, and I'm gonna need a rotator cuff replacement because my arms stick out like when you sleep with a baby, the whole time I just think like, is she okay? Is she okay? Is she okay? It's like it just short circuits to my brain, like, is she okay? And I can't sleep. So she's okay, and now that she's 3 months, we are going to start the sleep training. See, with my first one, he's going to be 10 soon. And with him, remember I sleep trained him like right away. I know, but he never slept with me until he started crawling into my bed at a later age. But I still was able to have like...
When you're older, though, like because I had you and your brother 7 years apart. Yeah. And when you're once you mature and you're a parent, you have a lot of different attachment styles and it's just different.
Yeah. Well, it is. It's like a completely different experience.
Yeah. It's not a kid having a kid anymore. It's like you're a grown adult woman.
No, and it's funny because I actually had my son when I was 20 and sidebar, raised him with someone for 7 years and then found out he had a different dad and this is his dad that I'm with now. So we have a baby that's the same, but it's just like literally... It's like the first time I just skipped right over that whole part, but it's like the first time I sped it up so fast like I couldn't wait for him to do all this stuff, and now he's 10 and has like a mustache and leg hair, and I just had to buy him deodorant. And it's like this time I just want to enjoy it because it's literally, especially because they are full brother and sister, it's like they have it's like I gave birth to the same kid again, so now I'm like, but no, it goes so fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, I need to get my ass in gear and start. She's literally obsessed with me. And so, I mean, I love it, and I'm soaking it all in this time, obviously, because I now know how fast it goes. But yeah, no, it's a completely different experience for sure. So,
and it will all work out to be great.
Yeah,
you're not making her wallow yet. So.
Oh my god. Well, join us in 2 weeks. We will be back, and yeah, like I said,
unless shit gets hectic, and then we put on the Instagram page. Sorry,
we'll be recording next week.
Yeah.
No,
we love you guys, and we really, really appreciate your patience and understanding, and we hope that you love the little gurgling baby noises in the background, because we really are.
It's murder with my mother, and I'm her mother, and
it's murder with my nana and my mother. Kiana will be the new host.
Yeah, when you go away. Don't talk about that. I'll Kanye West in this bitch. Literally, I would go, nuh-uh. That's what people talk about Kanye West being crazy. I'm like, no, I completely 100% get it. His mom passed away, and ever since then, he's been just fucking a nut job. He suffers from mental illness, so... But I am pretty sure it was brought on by the passing of his mother. Even though I just watched the documentary, and I think he was always had a little bit of like a... yeah, his mom kind of kept him like humble almost. Yeah, but then when she passed away, it was like... Phew, like he literally... That's the other thing that we could cover in this episode. I really hope that we're not covering the murder of Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson anytime soon, because it's going to be literally like... I swear, it's all fun and games until Kanye kills both of them, like OJ style.
I think you guys should watch
or whoever
the
did
Oscars
that,
because he's been banned from
the Grammys.
No, it's the Oscars
and the Grammys.
But he's been banned from performing.
I think at anything.
Yeah, but he's still. At the Grammys, he's allowed to still go.
He killed his ex. He killed Pete Davidson in a music video, and the lyric in there is like, God save me from the crash just so I could beat Pete Davidson's ass. And then which is fun. Okay, that was clever. Everyone was like, ha ha. But then in the music video, he's burying him, killing him, and burying him.
Yeah, and he's allowed to still go to the Grammys, but not perform. So what's gonna happen when he wins? Because you know he's gonna win. What's he gonna say when he goes up there after he wins?
Honestly, the Grammys doesn't like black artists, and people always say that. So. I mean, I don't know.
I think we're just rambling a lot now.
We are, but we're trying to give them for our last Shafted episode. We shafted you guys, and we've been like, sorry, I had a baby. Sorry, I have COVID. Fucking shuffling all over the place. So
sorry, now we have diarrhea.
Now we have 4-hour episodes. So hope you fucking like that, Brent BLB.
There you go, Brent. We made it up to you.
There you go. Now you'll never get rid of us. But no, so we will be back in 2 weeks, and it will be a good one. It won't probably be as fucked up as Michelle Knotek, because good thing we saved that bitch for episode 33.
I'm really glad that you got surprised by the whole
holy
thing.
Yeah, sorry. Again, I've had a lot on my plate, so yeah.
Okay, well, thanks for listening to the best episode ever.
Yeah. Anyway, this has been Murder with My Mother, the true crime podcast where my mom talks about murder. So have a good one. Bye, guys.
Bye.